Now this weekend I'm doing a bit of a different adventure because I have some timed appointments across the city that I've had to work this walk around, and my first one is in about half an hour, which gives me just enough time to explore one of the most intriguing places in London, the Barbican. Now a quick look at Barbican Station first, because I actually think this is one of the most intriguing stations on the network. From its disused Thameslink platforms to its memorial, to a station cat called Pebbles, and to its red exterior signs, which is a bit unusual because you usually get the standard TfL blue everywhere, well, but Oakwood, which uniquely has black signs instead. And when you leave the station, there's a handy set of stairs right here, which will take you into the Barbican estate. Now I actually remember one of the first times I explored the Barbican back in 2021. I leaned over this wall here and I saw down below a fallen down bus stop, which strangely looked old, maybe one from like the 1980s or 90s. And I remember it saying N4 on it, which isn't a bus route, so I'm wondering if maybe it was kind of left over from some sort of film shoot or something. Now, the Barbican estate is a bit of a brutalist icon. It was designed post-World War II, as this area was very badly damaged by the Blitz, so a revolutionary idea was formed to create this huge new estate. And it's very much a love or hate design. I love it though, and you'll regularly see people taking photographs around here. It's a bit of a parkourist's dream as well. There's just nowhere else in London like it, and that's what makes it very interesting to me. Saying that though, no matter how many times I come here, I always get lost when I'm passing through. There's something I'd like to find, but I never quite know which way to go to try and find it. Oh, Frobisher Crescent is in that direction. I feel like it's in that area, but I kind of just want to come through here because this is quite creepy. Okay, I'm in Upper Frobisher Crescent. I knew there was a lower level. I think it could be down there. This is also going back a few years. I've not been here in quite a while now. Now that I'm actually down on the lower level, I think I recall walking this before, trying to find this exact same thing, and it just not working out. I just know it's underground somewhere. Aha, I found it. You do just keep walking around once you're in Frobisher Crescent. It's this. This is what I wanted to find, because I remember coming across it and being like, whoa, it kind of creeped me out at first. I'm guessing because it's like other masks and stuff, it's supposed to represent how there's like an art centre here in Barbican. This is honestly just the most bizarre place. This looks very Star Trek-y. Here's the main courtyard of the Barbican. This is what I remember. It's weird to be back though. I think the last time I was here, it was maybe 4 years ago or something. And I came here in the dark, so it's a different experience now with everybody here. That's the art centre over there. It's apparently the largest multi-art centre in Europe, which is a pretty cool fact. Now I feel like I can't come to the Barbican without mentioning St Giles's Cripplegate Church, which miraculously survived the Blitz. Not just that, but the Great Fire of London as well. It dates from around 1394. There's definitely something there to say about the miracle of God, isn't there? And then tucked behind St Giles's Cripplegate Church, you can find a piece of the surviving London Wall. The wall that was built by the Romans to surround Londinium. I don't think I've actually seen this small portion of it before. That's great. I should do an actual dedicated walk one day following the perimeters of Roman Londinium to see just how many portions of the London Wall remains. Now, Barbican Station actually was originally called Aldersgate, which was one of the gates into the Roman city of London, or Roman Londinium, I should say. But I've seen everything I wanted to see in Barbican now. I've got to go to a place which I do have a free ticket for. And once back across Frobisher Crescent, I found it. It's the Conservatory. I don't think this is actually the entrance I need. I'll find it, but I've never actually been in there before. I've always wanted to. It's only open at select times, so when I spotted that there was some free tickets available for this weekend, I grabbed at the chance. Wow, it's so warm in here as soon as you come in. So this is the second largest conservatory in London after the one in Kew Gardens. Feels quite fitting to be here considering I was only at RHS Wisley Gardens a couple of weeks ago, and that had a fantastic conservatory as well. There's a couple of layers to it, and I mean, even this looks very brutalist. A brutalist conservatory is very cool. I haven't been in a setting like this before. It's like the definition of an urban jungle. If this didn't look very well maintained, I could see this as like an apocalyptic city, one that's just been left to be reclaimed by nature and to be overgrown. I'm humming to myself as I'm wandering through now a concrete jungle where dreams are made of. We're not even in New York. I've known about the Barbican Conservatory since one of the times I explored here, I was passing just out here on my way to Moorgate. I never really knew if it was open or not. I mean, this was also back during COVID times, but this has always looked like a very disused entrance, so I never really knew if it was open to the public. Oh, there's fish. Wow, this is such clean water. This is great. I'm really enjoying this. It's a shame that most of the fish, which would really stand out on video, are hiding on the other corner. Well, that was a lot of fun. I'm glad I've kind of ticked that off my London bucket list now. I've spent about half an hour in there, which I think is a decent amount of time, but I do have to get going because I've got another place to visit with a timed entry slot. I've never actually been down in the courtyard here in Barbican before. This is very nice. So I'm heading for Bishopsgate, which is of course another gate to the city of London. And I'm just passing through Moorgate. Obviously that's another one that the Barbican estate brings me out to. I thought I'd take a walk across Finsbury Circus because I think they've done this up in recent years. I don't think I've ever crossed it before. Hey, this is a surprise. I've just stumbled across a plaque for the site of the first Bethlehem Hospital. Now, we went to the recited hospital in Shirley in South London, and I talked about how this was the world's oldest asylum and that the word Bedlam could be derived from Bethlehem Hospital. It's great to actually see a plaque for it here because I remember mentioning that the original site was where London Liverpool Street Station is today. Now, I did think to myself when I made a decision to visit Barbican Conservatory what I would do for the rest of the afternoon. Wander around the city of London, go down and visit the River Thames, but then it occurred to me that there is a couple of free viewpoints in London which are relatively new, which I have never been to. Now, a top tip I always see on like things to do in London or to avoid tourist traps if you're visiting is don't go on the London Eye, visit Sky Garden if you want the views of London because it's free. But it is so popular that it's not really a secret of London, and the tickets are usually booked out way in advance, and that was the case today. But I have been up there before, back in 2021. However, in 2023, 2 new viewpoints opened that are extremely close to one another. One at 8 Bishopsgate and another at 22 Bishopsgate. They opened within a month of each other as well. The latter is actually the tallest free viewpoint in Europe, I believe, but that one was sold out. But the Lookout, which I think is only 8 floors lower, so the views are still going to be incredible, wasn't. So I did book myself a ticket. Actually, I was just passing by Horizon 22 to obviously reach 8, Bishopsgate. I noticed that there are some tickets available, so I have just booked one for 2 o'clock, which is about 45 minutes after my admission to 8 Bishopsgate. Wow, the lookout literally is right next door to Horizon 22. It's not even separated by 13 buildings from 8 to 22. All the way up to level 50. That's quite high. I've got my own private little lift. I don't think this is as fast as Sky Gardens though. That one, I was very surprised by how fast I just shot up the lift shaft to the top. The view was also incredible as soon as the doors opened, so I'm hoping it's a similar scenario here. Okay, yeah, you know what? This is even more impressive than Sky Garden. Hey look, there's Barbican. And it's Propecia Crescent, I can actually spot it. Okay, this is incredible. Let's go on a bit of a tour. So obviously there's the Tower of London and Tower Bridge over there. Thinking of heading that way once I've completed the viewpoints. We are surprisingly taller than Sky Garden. I wasn't aware of that. Obviously you got the Shard, that kind of stands all by itself, very proud. I can also see the spires of Crystal Palace and the Croydon Transmitter way down there. I can only just see the towers of Canary Wharf over there. What's very prevalent is all the bridges over the glistening River Thames. There's the Strata Tower, Elephant and Castle down there. Wow, you are dwarfed when you were standing around them buildings, and now they look extremely small. So there's the junction of the Bank of England down there. I mean, I know it's very obvious to say, but yes, everything looks like their ants when you're up here. St Paul's Cathedral, of course, is very prevalent. BT Tower. Okay, we're starting to look much further afield now, but I can see the Wembley Stadium arch. There's a bit of greenery, which I presume is Primrose Hill. But then there's even more greenery over there, which has to be Hampstead Heath. We can see the little walk I just took from Barbican and through Finsbury Circus, of course. And then I presume then that roof is Liverpool Street Station. I'm surprised to find the reservoirs of the Lee Valley and Walthamstow far off in that direction. I can see the Tottenham Stadium. I feel like I should be able to see Ali Pali, Alexandra Palace, but that's always very, very tricky to spot, despite that being on a hill of its own. I know I can see it, but I don't know if you're really going to be able to make it out. I managed to find it because I know of, do you see them kind of 6 yellow blocks scattered about? I know they're kind of dotted around Wood Green, so yeah, I can just about make out Ali Pali. Its spire is surprisingly never visible when compared to Crystal Palaces in South London. Londoners, tourists, you do not need to pay to go up the Shard, you do not need to pay to go on the London Eye, just come visit one of these 3 viewpoints in the City of London. They are so much better. I don't even have to go up the Sky Garden today. I got my garden conservatory hit with the Barbican. Oh, it is boiling up here though, with the sun beating through the glass. I'm sure this is probably a very much love or hate design as well, like the Barbican, this dark tower here. There's something about it when you see it from this angle that I really like. I like how you can discover almost new secrets of London from being up here, because I just spotted a cute little courtyard that I didn't know was at the back of the bank. So I guess that is Horizon 22 right next to us, which I think I said the viewpoint was 8 floors higher. Well, that looks a lot taller, so maybe each of the individual floors are a lot bigger. But yeah, I got about 15 minutes, so I think I'll make my way over there now. Well, I guess unexpectedly, I'm going to get to do the tallest free viewpoint in Europe today at Horizon 22, which I reckon will probably be mostly the same, but I guess I'll still be very impressed once the lift door opens, won't I? I just had an oh my god moment standing down here waiting for 2 o'clock to come and staring up at just how tall Horizon 22 is. Oh my lord. I remember them constructing the buildings along here when I was stuck in traffic on a bus, and just seeing one of the lifts just shoot straight up was quite impressive. Okay, well, first impressions, the lift is much faster, but you don't get as much of an impressive view when you come out because they are angled to the viewpoint. This one does have toilets though. Its soap is very nice, I have to give it that compliment. It also seems to be layered, the viewpoint, so although I can't get up to the window to get the best shots, I can if I just head down there. And of course it is much the same, it's just a bigger space, it's busier because this is the tallest one, and of course we're slightly shifted to the right, so Finsbury Circus looks a little bit closer. And it is definitely higher because we were sort of on level with the top of that brown building before, weren't we? Wow, well, we are definitely higher. Sky Garden is so much lower, but also there it is, that is the lookout building down there. Wow. I was going to say, you know, you don't really have to come to this one. You get much the same experience from the lookout, but I think it's worth it purely for the fact that there's an extra side where you can get a view of Canary Wharf much more clearer. You can also see the runway for London City Airport in the distance, and the Royal Docks and all that. Oh, railway line, that must be the one into Fenchurch Street. Got the cheese grater building. We're taller than that. And even the Gherkin is visible. How amazing. That was like the first skyscraper in the city, and now everything else just dwarfs it. This just puts everything into perspective, and everything just looks hilariously small now. Because over by the Croydon Transmitter Tower, I'm seeing the towers of Croydon. And they're tall, but they look like nothing from here. And then I'm trying to see if I can see like other viewpoints of London from street level. Because in that greenery on that peninsula you have Stave Hill, which gives you an incredible view of Canary Wharf. And then of course, right at the bottom of the Isle of Dogs, where the Thames is curving again, you'll have Greenwich Park, where there's another great view of Canary Wharf. But you can't even really make out the hills from here. Well, they say this is the highest viewpoint in London that's free, right? Well, it sort of looks like we're on par with the Shard. Does that slightly beat us because you have to pay for that one? Or are we taller? Because the very tip top of the Shard, you know, there's no actual floors up that way, no? I have no idea. I see, I thought Sky Garden was like the secret viewpoint. Nah, it's these ones. These ones are arguably better. Oh, I can spot the London Eye from this one. I wasn't able to on the other one because it wasn't quite tall enough, and because we've shifted right I can see more around that curve in the Thames. I might actually take a walk along the South Bank afterwards. It's a nice sunny day for it. Well, this has been great. I'm really glad that I managed to make it up Horizon 22 today as well, because I didn't think I was going to, it wasn't part of my plan. Kind of spent half an hour at each of the sites today, Barbican Conservatory, the Lookout and here, which I think is enough time at each of them. Kind of a bit of a London tourist today. I really like getting to explore my city. So yeah, I think I am going to head down to the tower and then walk along the river, because that's a nice way to end the day. It's amazing to think that I was just all the way up there not too long ago, but I have wandered over towards the Tower of London now. There are things that I've missed out along the way, but I'll feature them another time, perhaps if we do a Roman wall walk. Oh, I can hear church bells chiming. It's 3 o'clock. I can't walk past this building though and not feature it, because it definitely gets overlooked because everyone focuses on the bridge and the tower. This is technically London's first deep level railway, as it was just a little shuttle narrow gauge railway to bring you over to the other side of the River Thames. But it was never used that much, and when Tower Bridge did open in 1894, the subway by the way opened in 1869, it basically stole all the passengers, had it closed in 1898 and sold to the Hydraulic Power Company, which nowadays is just full of pipes and stuff. Well, it's always fantastic to visit Tower Bridge. It is definitely the best one in London. And yeah, I don't really want to feature much else in this video because I want it to be pretty much about Barbican Conservatory and the Viewpoint. So I'm just going to enjoy my afternoon being a bit of a tourist of London in my own city, which I love to do. Every time I do it, I always sort of fall in love with my city a little bit more. And I'm going to take a walk along the South Bank once I've crossed the bridge. I guess down towards Westminster, down to the London Eye and the Houses of Parliament. I was thinking to myself as I was crossing over Tower Bridge, how many people on there don't live in London currently? I might genuinely have been one of the only Londoners on that bridge. The tide is so high. Usually I'd like to actually get down on the South Bank and walk along the shoreline, but I can't exactly do that. But now that I am down here, I can have a look at what used to be City Hall. I didn't really realise that they had started redesigning it.